Here is Death Peak. Earlier before we couldn't go up here because of a very peculiar problem. And by peculiar I mean simple but annoying. Wind. This insane howling wind up here in the mountains prevents you from doing anything. Unless you have something to hide behind. This tree shows up, well, not shows up, it's there, but before the doll shows up to help you plant another tree in its place, there aren't any more trees, so you don't have enough time to reach it and you get blown away. But that's no longer a problem. Let's see. Laser spin. Now we're encountering some new variants, crackers. Right here. They're just a recolored Egder from the sewer access. Note how Frogo is glowing yellow. That's to signify that he's wearing that safe helm that you gave him earlier. Oh, by the way, if you need to grind at this point, the best place to go to would actually be not Death Peak. Well, I think some people suggest Death Peak, but you can also go for the Black Omen. Because apparently there are some enemies on Black Omen which give you a lot of tech points and XP, but they're also pretty much the same like Crobbles. They lock all of your techs and items away until you kill them or they run away. The only difference there, I believe, is that they have one extra guy who initiates the lock all, but he doesn't run away, he actually fights back. So he's a bit of a tough bastard to deal with. If you're not prepared, of course. Now, give me Frog. If you do water too, we could probably knock them all out. Look at that radiant yellow glow. Oh, that didn't do shit. And Cracker chewed up two of our guys, of course. And every time they do that, they inflict a lot of damage and heal back for the same damage they inflicted, which is bad. We don't want them to do that. We have to get rid of these fuckers. They don't like physical attacks too much. Magic works fine too. I think they are weak to fire. Would make sense considering their locale. But that's not what we're going to be worried about the most. Oh, here's a save point, by the way. What we are worried about the most are some other creatures that roam this place. 3 of them, in fact. Can we ignore the macabres? Yes. Who is that up there? Oy vey. It's the spawn of Lavos, that's who it is. Can you charm this guy? Let's see. What good would that do, even? The spawn of Lavos is tough. But there is a trick about him. Oh, you got an elixir out of it. Okay, so it's not really worth charming the bastard. The trick here is to never attack the shell of the spawn of Lavos, because the shell will continuously counterattack when hit with that very strong needle shooting attack. Instead, target its head. It doesn't take a lot of effort to kill him. However, he can catch you off guard with his needle shoots. They can be pretty dangerous. But as you can see, the physical characters like Isla and Robo will take care of him pretty nicely. And Frogo is also pretty good. Once you destroy the face, the shell goes along with it, and you get your XP and tech points. Each of the Lavos spawn give you 120 tech points. So if you need some techs, this is one of the better ways to get it, but not necessarily the best ways to get it. You got the Giga Arm for Robo. You can have that. Oh, and this little spot here always gives you an encounter of a macabre. I think that's how you pronounce it. Doesn't matter how you pronounce it. What matters is that it's floating skeletons. Get away! Get away from me, you filthy skeletons. They give you plenty of money and experience. But they can be annoying. I think they can do Crimson Rain, which is a HP sapping technique. Oh, Brave Sword. Who could use that? Why, it could be used by Frogo, and it's 2 times the damage for magical enemies. Useful, I suppose. Oh, walk along this edge to avoid 2 crackers coming out of the ground. Oh yeah, and you need to touch that shiny bauble. It'll open up your passageway, the true passageway. I like to ignore those 2 crackers that show up there because they're not really fun to fight with. They just get in the way. I'd rather take on the macabres. Because these guys, they're pretty easy to knock out. Look at that, the tailspin knocks them out in just one go. And it's not even that strong of a tech. Isla leveled up. I should get these guys healed up though. Here we go. That's better. Backtrack back to where you were. Careful here, another spawn of macabres. Then go back down here and you'll be able to access that tunnel. Where does the tunnel lead? Why, on this staircase right here. Watch out! Don't run here too fast. The cracker is waiting here to ambush you. But you can just walk around him if you take it slow. Fuck him. Ah, the second spawn of Lavos is here. They are all the same, just so you know. So the strategies do not change between them. I don't even think they get any stronger between the 3 spawns. So just keep on attacking the head as usual, and you should be fine. Here's the needle shoot. It really hurts, as you can see. As expected from something that came out of an interplanetary parasite's anus. But just like the first spawn, this one is not much of a challenge. A few more hits and he'll be down for the count. Just remember not to attack the shell. And that takes care of that. Alright. Robo leveled up and learned Proximity Bomb, or Area Bomb in this game. This part can be a little tricky. Be careful, it's slippery. Fall and you'll have to start over. This doesn't mean that you necessarily will encounter any enemies. In fact, I never encounter anyone whenever I do fall. But if you do fall, you'll start back to that previous save point where we were at just before attacking the second spawn. These crackers falling here, they'll continue falling here indefinitely, so just see the pattern and collect your bounty. And then, carefully, go alongside with them. You'll avoid another encounter with these fuckers. I don't really feel like fighting enemies here unless I have to. I don't know. And then the third doll shows up here and tells you to push the shell and climb the shell. What does it mean by that? Well, it means that you're about to encounter the last of the spawns. So, do what I must. But first, eat the shelter. Nom. Alright, back up. on the hillside, and here is the third and the last spawn of Lavos. The exact same fight as before. Seems like he attacked earlier with a needle drop. As you can see, that cat attack, leap slash, and robo tackle are easily the best ways to deal with this guy, because you have to keep doing single target attacks to do damage, and not a lot of them out there are really good for damaging. I mean, the best single attacks are not single target attacks. There's that distinction that you need to keep in mind. Oh, the ones I'm using right here are probably the best ones to choose. So there you go. This time around, when you destroy the spawn of Lavos, his shell is left behind. Oh, interesting. Oh, the last thing Frogo can learn is Frog Squash. Triple kick is nearly there, and Robo's last single tech is Shock. It's like Lightning too, but I think a little bit better. So now the idea is to push the shell up against this cliffside and press A. And you climb up. Nice! Wait, what's this? Memory cap. What does it do? Is it made out of memory foam? It prevents lock, that's about it. But I doubt that it prevents lock all or anything of the sort. Hey, what is that? Oh, that looked like a lava spawn. But lava spawn does not show up anymore. We already killed all three of them. So, this is the summit of Death Peak. We ask for your strength, we who fear the night and stand against the darkness. The pendants are reacting. Something is happening. Huh, looks like some shiny energy baubles went into the Chrono trigger, and it's flying up in the air. And it exploded. It shattered. 'Tis folly to have traveled so far. Do not despair, we place too much hope in bringing Chrono back. Or have we? I've never seen Frogo get so excited about this. Chrono, give us an answer! Oh? It appears we are having some kind of a reaction. Perhaps the trigger was not shattered by a mistake. Aha. Interesting. Like stone statues. It is eerie. Only us move? It appears that time has been suspended. Yep, we are in a suspended time frame here. Doesn't matter if you do anything with all other characters, the only one that matters is Chrono. Interact with him. Exchange the clone for the real Chrono. And now? History has been slightly altered. What a relief. Chrono, you're alright. It is an eerie place. Let us withdraw, quickly. So now, instead of the real Chrono who got vaporized by Lavos' death breath, it was the clone from Norstein Beckler. The real one lives yet again. Tis a miracle. Chrono, 'tis good of you to return. I'm quite amazed that all other characters also have something to say. It mostly depends on who you have in your party, what kind of dialogue you're going to get. I do know that if you have Marl or Luca, they get really fucking emotional about this. Wonder what these guys are gonna be like. What a relief to have you with us again. Indeed. Thou art a lucky lad. Thy friends be loyal and true. Ah, I see. No hugging time. If you have Marl or Luca in the party, they would be hugging him quite dearly. Because, you know, their friend is back. It's kind of expected. And Chrono is back. Now we can take him to our party. Ah. But wait, if we try... Ah! Alright, so you can do it in here as well. Now I know my answer. So you cannot switch Chrono out of a party before he gets resurrected. After he gets resurrected, you can freely switch him out. Okay, that's what I wanted to know. Well, we did it. We got our old buddy main character back to life. Let's have a chat. So, looks like you were successful. No, don't thank me. I didn't do a thing. I just gave you a place to begin. If you really want to thank me, make me a member of your team. Really? By the way, the Wings of Time has come looking for you. It seems to have a heart and mind of its own. You wish to fight Lavos, correct? Many paths lay open to you. You may use that bucket or fly the Wings of Time to the Day of Lavos. Or there's the Black Omen, which floats in the sky above your world. Lavos is somehow connected with it. It's up to you to decide when and where to fight Lavos. By now you must realize you are the only ones who stand a chance against him. However, you will not be alone. I have had vague glimpses of events, people and places that will empower you. And he gives us a list of things that we should consider looking into. Side quests. In the Middle Ages, a woman's sheer determination brings a forest back to life. A fugitive in the Middle Ages, Ozzy, maintains an evil hideout. There's a task to be done in the future where machinery originated. And there's a very special stone that can shine its light on each generation, from the distant past to the far future. There's the ghost of a lofty knight slain by Magus in the Middle Ages who haunts the present. There's an object in the Middle Ages that sparkles like a rainbow. One of you is close to someone who needs help. Find this person. Fast. Just as you touch the lives of every life form you meet, so too will their energy strengthen you. Fail to live up to your potential, and you will never win. I'm sorry, but I must simply witness the coming spectacle from my vantage point here. Well, we have a list of things to do, so let's get to work, because we have got a lot of work to do. You can talk with some of these guys here to get some ideas where to start. I can't believe this, I'm so happy. What you up to? Father. Take me too. Nah, not yet. Don't put us through that again. Solar energy was used eons ago, well before Lavos energy existed. It might be just the thing we need to defeat Lavos. Ah, remember that little cavern there? We'll be paying that a visit soon. Look at you, ladies weeping over you right and left. The night spirit which wanders. It can't be. It can be. And there's Magus. You got whacked because you are weak. Cretins. And they're still alive? By the way, Ozzy had a hideout, much like my castle, in the same general location as well. So now it's up to you to decide, where do you want to go? Well, first of all, assemble your troops, or your party, I should say. I'll take the usual, Chrono, Marl, and Luca, because now we're gonna do something slightly different. There's another thing we can do, but we've been slightly neglecting to do. To the future we go first.